Do you want to play Skyrim right now, but you also want it modded to look amazing while not spending days figuring out how to do it? Well, I'm going to show you how you can play an amazing looking Skyrim today. In just 45 minutes, I'll show you how to transform the game as you're seeing on screen right now. 10 mods, that's right, with just 10 mods. We're going to overhaul Skyrim, and if you want some extras, I'll give you some of my personal favorites as well. Notably, Skyrim has been re-released again, and this guide is perfect for the first-time modder. This new release of Skyrim is something that a lot of people have been waiting for, a version with zero DRM, because Skyrim is now on GOG. In my experience, Bethesda games are just better when you can install them anywhere you like without having to deal with a launcher. Whether you're just not a fan of Steam or you're an avid modder looking for more freedom, Skyrim being on GOG is probably what you've been waiting for. If you want to buy Skyrim on GOG, use the referral link below to support the channel. It's a great way to keep encouraging guides like this being made. So thank you. Also, if you need any extra help with any of this, feel free to drop by our Discord at discord.gg/gamerzach and ask a question there. Now, I'm going to take you through modding Skyrim, step by step, with a few cuts or skips, so you can follow along and do exactly what I do to get exactly the same results quickly. Importantly, in this video, I'll take you through installing 10 mods that focus on graphics, and the results from so few mods will amaze you. I don't want to focus on gameplay changes, because those get really subjective to your personal preferences, and we're looking for a quick start. But I will include 2 bonus mods in my process today, and I'll show you some extra favorites of mine at the end, and I'll put more recommendations in the description. Alright, welcome to my easy guide of how to overhaul Skyrim today. And the first thing we gotta do is install Skyrim. So my recommendation is to get it from GOG if you don't already own the game. This guide should work with the other versions of Skyrim as long as they're the latest special edition version or the anniversary edition. But if you don't own the game, I do recommend getting it from GOG. There's a link down below, that's a referral link, so thank you so much for using that link. Here is the Skyrim page on GOG. As you can see, it says Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. But you can also get the Anniversary Edition upgrade, which I got, which I'll explain in a bit. But the reason why I prefer GOG is because of what you can do here. Once you buy the game, it ends up in your game's library, which looks like this. These are all the games I own on GOG. And here you can see there's the Skyrim version of the Skyrim game. If you click on this down arrow, you can click on View Downloads, and it brings up this window right here, and it shows you all the ways you can install the game. So the Download and Install Now button will install it with GOG Galaxy, which is something you can do. It's not necessarily wrong or anything, but I want to show you the safest way if we're going to be modding Skyrim is to download the manual installers and install it. This would be DRM free, there's no external or third-party launchers, it's just an installer. It installs the game into a folder, like the days of old. And you can see Skyrim is a rather large game. So, for the interest of this video, I'm not going to show me actually downloading all of these things. I have already pre-downloaded everything because the speed and time it takes to download things depends on your internet connection and all of that. But you can see here there's 7 parts and then 2 parts for the Anniversary Edition upgrade. When you click on one of these, it will begin a download. And you want to do this for all 7 plus 2 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 and 2 of the Anniversary Edition upgrade. So a total of 9 files. Download them all and put them into a folder. So it will look something like this. You can see I've got my 9 files right here, right? These are the files. We need them all together here in a folder. They can just be on the desktop or wherever. I just create a folder, put them all in there. That's what we're doing there, okay? So that means you have now downloaded Skyrim. Are we going to be getting into mod organizer and stuff yet? No, we need to install the game. Let's install the game first. Now, this is a clean install, no edits or anything. I'm going to actually install the game here. So you can see we've got the 2 from the anniversary upgrade and then all of these files. You just got to click this one, the application file, the exe with this orange icon here. Double click that. Now, this is not the anniversary upgrade yet. It's just the base game. We're going to double click that. And we're going to say yes, because we want to install the game. Look, we're installing Skyrim. Pick the language you want. We're going to stick with English, because that's what I speak. Okay. And I have totally read the EULA, and we're going to install it, importantly, outside of program files, not inside program files. Now, it defaults to C:/Skyrim Anniversary Edition. That's perfect. Outside of program files. Just C Skyrim will work as well. Just see something, right? If you want to change it, you can click on options and then you can say where you want to install it or anything. But as long as it's outside of program files, it's fine. Create desktop icon. We can leave it default. Don't have to worry about all of this. We're just going to press install and it's actually going to install the game. So for the interest of this, I'm not gonna... How quickly it installs depends on your system as well, so we're just gonna speed ahead here until the install is done. Pause the video here while we wait for the game to install on your side. You know, get yourself a cup of tea or coffee or something. Alright, Skyrim has been installed, congratulations, and we could launch the game here, which we definitely should. Before we start modding anything, we should launch the game once at least. So let's go ahead and press the launch button, and it's going to begin launching Skyrim. Now, when you do this, it does... Now, for me, it does launch up GOG Galaxy, which... let's avoid doing that. Let's not have GOG Galaxy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Start menu and click on the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim right there. So let's do that. You should be able to launch the game either way, but let's just launch the game. We'll get this window here, and make sure you press play, right? Press play, get into the game. Just doing this makes sure all the files are generated and stuff like that, so that there is everything's set up. Now it does say the Anniversary Edition is available to upgrade and all of that, but you know, just to be safe, just to make sure everything is in order, press New Game. Just press Start a New Game. Make sure we can actually get in. And we see the beginning of the iconic start of Skyrim, just to make sure nothing is wrong, right? When you're modding Skyrim or any Bethesda game, it's always good to launch the game once in a while, just to make sure that it's running. Bethesda Game Studios, good, presents. Let's make sure the game does actually show up here and nothing's glitching out. There we go. The Elder Scrolls V. Skyrim. Though you might note, it's not looking as nice as we want it to today. So I'm gonna press escape, escape again, and quit the game, quit to desktop. We're out of here. Yes, quit to desktop. We're done with that. We're going to be coming back to it though. So in our folder, we also have the Anniversary Upgrade. Now the Anniversary Upgrade is actually just a set of mods. It's like 70-ish mods from the community, and you can just install them. You don't have to do this part, but you know, might as well throw them all in there if we can, right? Some of them are really cool. It adds a lot of extra content, some new locations, new quests and all of that. And it doesn't fundamentally change the game, the build itself, the engine or anything like that. So, just as a note, even though we're upgrading to the Anniversary Edition, all the mods that we're going to be using are officially listed technically for Special Edition. But for modding purposes, Special Edition and Anniversary Edition generally mean the same thing, because the Anniversary Edition is just a bunch of mods. So let's now double click this, set up the Anniversary Upgrade. Let's double click that. Yes to the security. And it's a similar install process. You pick a language, you press OK, and then yes, it should default to where we installed our game before. So just make sure this is the same as before, but I think it detects where the game is, so should be fine. You just press install, and we're gonna install this. Now this shouldn't take too long. It's like 4 gigs, so it shouldn't take too long, but we'll speed through this as well. Do another pause here, just to let your install catch up on your side. This one shouldn't take too long. Alright, there we go. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Anniversary Upgrade was installed successfully. We shouldn't need to launch this, so we can just exit out of this. Exit. Okay, good. Let's go back to all of our downloads folders. So, in our folder where we downloaded all of this, what I want you to do is to create another folder inside. You can name it whatever you want, it doesn't matter. Because I just want to have a folder where we store our downloads for all the mods, which is going to be very important, which we're going to have here. Okay, so I know I said there's going to be 10 mods, but just as a personal preference, I'm going to show you how to download 12 mods, I think. And first things first is we need to get Mod Organizer 2. Now, the links for all of these things are going to be in the description down below, and I promise you, this Mod Organizer, it's super simple. I'll show you how to do it. Very, very easy. And there's a number of mod organizers out there, and I just feel that this one is going to be easiest if you're unfamiliar. But if you have a preferred mod organizer, feel free to use what you want to use. But Mod Organizer 2 is very simple, very straightforward for what we're going to do today. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Nexus mods, this is the Mod Organizer 2 page. And remember, links down below. All you want to do is to make sure you scroll down, see this button called Files, click on Files, and it'll show all the downloads that you can download here. And what we're looking for is for everything today, we're going to be doing manual download. Even though we have a mod organizer, we're going to be doing manual downloads. And you can see for here, there's Skyrim Special Edition GOG and Epic Games Support Mod Organizer 2.4. So this is 2 files, right? We want to download Mod Organizer 2, and we want to download this, because this is just going to make it compatible with the GOG version. So what you do is you click on this button here, Manual Download, and then it'll bring you to this page here where there's Slow Download and Fast Download. Now, if you have a paid Nexus account, you can do Fast Download. It's premium, but for the most part, it's fine with slow downloads. This is like an 88 megabyte file. If I press slow download, it's going to start downloading the file, and that's going to be fine. And then we can go back to files, and then down here, the update file, we want to manual download this as well. So click on manual download, and then we can click on slow download. It's just a small thing, and then we'll download those 2, right? And then we can close this window. We've got the mod organizer files coming in. So we're going to minimize this and make sure we put them where we need them to be. So where I'm going to put them is, see here, I've put in the mod organizer there, and there's the update as well. You know, to make this a bit cleaner, I'm going to make a new folder, file, new folder, and call it mod organizer install, and I'm going to move the Mod Organizer 2 file and the GOG and Epic Game Support into that folder. Okay, so here's our folder where we installed Skyrim from, and these are the 2 files we just downloaded, right? The Mod Organizer 2 and the update. So to open up the update file, it's going to be a zip file. Now, you should have something already installed that allows you to open these things. If you need a software to open these, I recommend 7-Zip. I will have a link for that down below. It's just a program that allows you to open up these things, right? Basically, these zip files are files that are packages which contain other files. So in this case, this package only has 1 file, but it could contain multiple. But let's install Mod Organizer 2. Let's double click this, and it should, yeah, we're going to say yes to the security, and it's going to show the usual install process. Yeah, I accept the license agreement, press next. We can install it anywhere. C, modding MO2, that's fine. You don't have to touch any of this stuff, just press next. Yep, mod organizer, just press next. We don't really need a desktop shortcut, but if you want, you can check that. Next, and install, right? Don't have to touch any of the options. We're just going to install mod organizer 2, right? Easy peasy, should be pretty quick. Not too long on this one. And again, don't worry, this is going to be easy. Just follow along the steps we've got. Now, I'm not going to launch the mod organizer yet. I'm going to press finish. Mod organizer is installed, but we have to do that little update first. I just want to bring you back to the mod organizer 2 page. Generally, if you take your time to read things, there's going to be instructions for everything. So I just want to point this out. On this update file where we downloaded the Skyrim Special Edition GOG and Epic Game Support Mod Organizer 2.4.x update, it does say to install, simply replace the game_Skyrim se.dll in the MO2 plugins directory. So let me close that again, minimize this, open this up. So this is our folder where we have our mod organizer install. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my computer, which is here. So this is my computer. You should be very familiar with this sort of thing here. But if you press start and open computer, you'll find here, this PC is what it's called. And you can see if we go to C, double click that, and we should have where we installed our mod organizer, which is under modding, MO2. And remember it said the plugins folder. So if we go to plugins right there, double click plugins, it's all these files. We don't need to worry about those 2 files. Go back to this window here where we have our mod organizer files, right? And we have this zip file of the update. Double click the zip file and it should open up a folder or a window that has this file in there. What we want to do is take this file and drag it over into the plugins folder. So if I just click and hold and drag it over here, it will ask, do you want to replace this file? And you want to say yes, replace the file in the destination. Okay, we have now updated the mod organizer 2. So let's close that window, which was where we installed mod organizer. We can close this window, which has the update. And I'm going to press back to go back to here. This is our home today, right now, for where we have the Skyrim install files, the mod organizer folder we created earlier. And then we're soon going to be going to get all the mods. But the mod organizer is now ready to go, right? We won't launch it yet because we need the mods first. So we're going to be going back to our Nexus page. Now, you can see I have all of these mods set up to download. It's going to be the same as before, right? Here's a Nexus page. You scroll down, you go to Files, and then you do a manual download for what we want, right? So these are all linked down below. You can do them one at a time. Take your time. Different mods are going to take different times to download, right? Especially one, which is rather large. And if you do the slow download, it could take a while. But it is the best mod for the job. So the first thing we're going to get is the static mesh improvement mod. This just makes the models in the game a bit nicer, right? You can see certain things are just improved. See the chains, they're just improved, right? And we're going to go get this. So we go to Files, and then we do manual download, right? And what we're going to do is you're going to download all of these and put them in a folder. So what I've done, you don't have to do this, but what I've done is in our Skyrim install folder where we have all these downloads installed, installers downloaded, sorry, I created another folder called Skyrim Easy Mods. And in here is where I'm going to be putting all of our mods, right? So this one is Static Mesh Improvement Mod, SMIM, when you download it, that's what I got here. I've personally renamed them to have a number so I can keep track of them, but that's the one we have here, right? You can see these are all kind of zip files or raw files, which are all packaged files, but you don't have to worry about that anymore, okay? So you download this, manual download for the SMIM. You close it, good. Next mod, Simply Bigger Trees SE, formerly SkySight SBT. Simply Bigger Trees just makes the trees bigger. And initially when I tried this mod over the years, I wasn't always a fan of it, but right now I'm leaning towards it being the easiest way to just fill out the world. The trees just become much, much bigger. It feels a lot more natural, a lot more majestic, and honestly, big trees tend to obscure your view somewhat, which makes the world feel better, because Skyrim, it's a game from 2011, it's rather old, the engine has issues, so quite often things in the distance don't look all that good. So just having big trees blocking your view, well, that sort of solves the problem. It doesn't look bad if you can't see it. Think about it. Same thing as before, click on Files, scroll down, and you want Simply Bigger Trees SE manual download. You click that, and then you can do the slow download, right? This is just 7.3 megabytes. It'll be fast even with the slow download. Slow download, and you get the file. And then we can close this one. Next mod is not really a mod. It works the same, but the Simply Bigger Trees has one problem. As you can see from the preview picture, it doesn't fix the moss that hangs from the trees. The trees get twice as big, but the moss didn't go with it. So this is just a quick fix for that. We go to Files, scroll down, the main file right here, manual download, slow download. It's a small fix, easy one. Close. Next one is a significant one. One part of overhauling the look of a game is to fill it out with stuff, right? You can always improve the textures and the models and the lighting and stuff of the things that are already there, but that doesn't really fix the problem of some parts of the world just being kind of empty. So JK's Skyrim overhauls pretty much everywhere. All the cities, all the important locales. It does a lot of great stuff. We're going to go to Files, scroll down, and you can see JK's Skyrim all in one. An enhanced edition for Towns Overhaul all in one. Right? So then we just want to do the manual download here. Now this one, it's just 10 megs, slow download. Great. Perfect. Let's close that. Next mod, Cathedral Weathers and Seasons. Now, making the weather and skies and all of that look nice is part of making the game look nice. So same thing, go to Files, scroll down, here's the main file, Cathedral Weathers, manual download, and do the slow download. This one is 100 megs, so it might take a little bit longer, this one, at a maximum of 3 megabytes a second, right? So it could take a while. Slow download, and we'll get that one. Good. This next one is the big one. This one, if you're using the slow download, it could take an hour or two to actually finish downloading. If you have fast internet, and or if you have a Nexus Premium account, you could do this faster. But this Skyland AIO, all in one, basically redoes the textures of everything in the game. It just does everything, all one big shot. It's good to go. If we go to Files, scroll down, you can see Skyland AIO. Now, this one is 6.1 gigabytes. It's big, right? 6 gigabytes. At 3 megabytes a second, that's gonna take a long time. For me, a couple hours, right? There is a smaller version, which is only 1.8 gigabytes. It'll still take a while, but much, much quicker. It's a third of the size. If you can't wait and you want to go as fast as possible, you can download the 1K version. right? I have done the download earlier today, so I got the 6 GB version, right? If you have a premium Nexus account, then you can do this one no problem. There's no speed limit. But just so you know, if you're in a rush, you want to go right now, there's the 1K version. But for now, I'm going to show you what I got, which is a 6 GB full version. Slow download. You can see it's 6.1 gigs. It's huge, but I got it. Close. Next, I got Cathedral Landscapes. There's a lot of options for grass and stuff out there, but just as a personal preference, Cathedral Landscapes blends with the distant terrain a little bit nicer than most of the others, if not all of the others. So if we're not spending days tweaking our modding, this is going to be the quickest way to get the best possible look with the least time investment. So let's go to Files, scroll down, Landscapes, Cathedral Concept, Manual Download, and it says we need this, right? Cathedral Weathers and Seasons. Don't worry, we just downloaded that, right? So we don't need to click this, we've already got it. Download. And it brings you to the same page as before. This one is a gig. It's 941 megabytes, almost 1 gig. So this one might take a while to download as well. Maybe like do the math. 941 divided by 3, if your internet keeps up with 3 megabytes a second, which it should nowadays. That's how long it's going to take. Slow download. We got it. Embers XD. This is one of my favorite mods of all time. It just changes fire and embers and stuff, but I think it has a massive effect on how good the game looks, right? It's so good, like charred wood, fires, fire pits, fireplaces, torches. It just makes it all look so nice. And there's so much fire in Skyrim that I think it's a game changer by itself. We're gonna go to Files, scroll down, Embers XD, Manual Download, and this one is 319 megabytes, 320, so it's still pretty big, but not too long. Slow download, we got it. Close. Enhanced Lights and FX. This one just makes the lighting in places, especially interiors, look phenomenal. So we're going to go to Files, scroll down, Manual Download. This one's just 100 megs, slow download, and we got it. Close. This mod, not super important, but with the setup we have so far, a lot of interiors kind of look a bit foggy. And I wanted to boost the saturation, and this actually cleared up the interiors. I'm not actually sure what about this mod cleared up interiors. It does boost the saturation a little bit, not as drastically as you see in these screenshots because we're replacing a bunch of textures and stuff. It's not quite that drastic, but we'll get to that in a bit. But this mod just sort of fixed the look of a lot of interiors, and because before this mod, it kind of looked like things were, like there was a bit of Vaseline on the lens or something like that. So we're gonna get this mod. Files, scroll down, this one right here, top, Manual Download. It's a small one. You'll get this pretty quick. 7 kilobytes, slow download. We got it. Close. So those are the 10 mods I think are definitely needed for overhauling the look of Skyrim. But I'm gonna put 2 more mods right here in this video because I do consider them essential for my experience. And a lot of people would consider this, the second one here, the 12th mod, I guess, to be absolutely essential. This mod here, Imaginator Visual Control Device for Skyrim. You might notice that in this guide, I'm not showing you how to do an ENB. An ENB is like a visual filter for the game. You can adjust the brightness, contrast, vibrancy, the lighting, all sorts of things, but it's rather complicated, especially if it's your first time doing it. If you want to install an ENB, you can go ahead, but we're being quick today. This mod adds just something that I just need, which is a bit of a saturation boost. Skyrim is inherently a very gray game, and I like to have a bit of color in the game. So this one, I'll show you how to use it in a bit, but same as the others, you go to Files, you scroll down, you see the main file, manual download, slow download. It's a small one. We're going to throw that in. And the final mod here, 12th mod, this is technically a gameplay change. So this is not about overhauling the graphics of the game, but in terms of playing Skyrim, it is considered essential by pretty much everyone. Like unique downloads, 3.7 million people have downloaded this uniquely, and up to 4 times each, I guess. A lot of people use this. It just fixes bugs, fixes issues, all sorts of things. We're going to go to Files, scroll down. It's just there. Manual download. Slow download. It's 128 megabytes, so a little bit longer, but not too long. We're going to get that. Unofficial Skyrim Edition patch, right? This just fixes a lot of issues, but it's a gameplay change, so not technically a graphics overhaul. So it's like bonus mod. We're going to throw that in. Okay, we're going to close that. We have now downloaded everything we need. Good. Let's go to our folder. Those 12 things that we just downloaded, you can put it into this Skyrim Easy Mods thing. Folder, right? So we have our Skyrim folder where we downloaded and installed Skyrim, where we put a mod organizer install, where we installed the mod organizer and the patch file for that. And the 12 things we just downloaded, go ahead and put them in a folder right here. You can see these are the folders. Good. Good. Okay, so now we are going to launch Mod Organizer 2. Don't worry, I will hold your hand through all of this. If you're unfamiliar with mod organizers, I promise you it's worth it. We're going to go easy. We're going to press Start, and we're going to launch our Mod Organizer. Okay, we're going to click on that, and it's gonna say creating a new instance, right? It's basically, it's got to know where Skyrim is, right? So we're going to press Next, and we're going to create a global instance, right? We're going to click that, and we've got a few options. Now, I have Morrowind and Skyrim Special Edition. This is my Steam version. You see that? We need to pick the version that we installed with GOG, right? So I'm going to press Browse. And it's showing this, right? This is the folder. Let's go back to this PC, right? Now we need to go to where we installed Skyrim, which is C. And then we've got Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Let's click on that. And this is the folder where we have installed Skyrim, right? C, Skyrim Anniversary Edition. That's where I installed it. If you picked somewhere else, you got to go there, but you just go into that folder and then click on Select Folder, right? And it's asking what version is this? Well, I'm using the GOG version, so let's click on GOG. And Skyrim, it defaults to Skyrim Special Edition. You know what, to be specific, I'm going to rename this Skyrim Anniversary Edition, because that's what it is. And because I have the game also installed in Steam, I don't want to confuse the two, because that's the Special Edition one. This is my Anniversary GOG version, right? Skyrim Anniversary Edition. I'm just going to call it that. You can technically call it whatever you want. Click Next. It's going to say, oh, where do you want this stuff? Leave it as is. Press Next. Do we want to connect it to Nexus? Nope. Press Next. And it's fine. Let's press Finish. And now it's setting things up. I'm starting Mod Organizer for the first time. Do I want to show a tutorial of its basic features? If you want to spend some time learning about Mod Organizer 2, you can press yes. You can. Take your time. If you're rushing, then let me just bring you through this right now. So I'm going to say no, because I know how to use it. So I'm going to say no. It's not set up to handle this. Do you want to associate it? If this is your only mod organizer, say yes. Okay, so here is Mod Organizer 2. Don't worry, just ignore everything. I know it looks complicated. We're going to get through this very easily. First things first, the first thing you need to know is if you want to run Skyrim and have all the mods working, you have to launch the game from Mod Organizer. So if you look at the top right corner here, you can see there's a run, right? This will launch the game, right? Just below it, there's a shortcut button. If you press the shortcut button and select one of these, it will put a shortcut to launch Skyrim through Mod Organizer. So if you want it on the desktop, like just on your desktop out here, you can press the shortcut button, press desktop, and it'll just put the icon there. I'm hiding my icons right now because it's really messy, but that will put an icon right on your desktop and you can launch Skyrim with this. So you don't have to launch Mod Organizer, then launch the game. You can just double click the desktop icon and it'll bring you straight there, okay? Now, on the left here, this is all of your mods. Now, we've got the official DLCs from the game, and this Creation Club stuff, that's from the Anniversary Edition. Remember I said the Anniversary Edition is essentially 70 mods? Here they are. These are all the things that came with it. It's a lot of stuff, right? That's fine. We want to put our mods. You know the 12 things we just downloaded? I want to put those in. So, the only button you really need to know is this one right here. Install a new mod from an archive. An archive is the files we downloaded, right? We don't even have to touch those files manually and extract the files wherever. No, we're going to do this. And you'll see why we need to use a mod organizer, and it's actually easier to do it this way, right? So I'm going to press this button, and it's going to bring up a folder. We need to go to our folder where we put all of those mods. You might have left them on the desktop. You might have put them in a special folder called something else. Wherever you put those 12 things we downloaded, let's go there. So I'm going to go to my folder, which for me was on the desktop in my Skyrim GOG installers, and then I put it into Skyrim Easy Mod. So here's the 12 files, right? These 12 files right here, these are what we downloaded from Nexus just now, right? And I want to put them all in. Now, I know I've numbered them, but I'm going to do them in a certain order based on how we downloaded things. So remember, the first thing we downloaded was SMIM, the mesh improvements. You just click on that, the SMIM one. Now, remember, yours won't have these numbers. I personally numbered these files so I can keep track, but yours won't have these numbers. They'll be in a random order. So I'm going to press on SMIM, and I'm going to press open. And it's doing its work. It's doing its work. It's doing its thing. It's doing its thing. And here it is. So here's one thing why we need to use a mod organizer. A lot of these mods have options, and if you want to extract the files directly to your install folder, it gets very confusing. So using a mod organizer turns those files into basically installer files, right? So I'll bring you through all the options which I think you should pick, right? So for this static mesh improvement mod, the SMIM, we're just gonna press everything and press install. And now it's doing all the work for you. You don't have to do anything besides pick what you want. That's the beauty of these mod organizers. It does the hard stuff for you. Bam. We've installed a mod. And just important note, it's not activated yet. Just on the left of its name, you want to click that to make sure there's a tick. And now, if you run the game through the mod organizer, it will have that mod installed. Good? Good. Now let's do the others. So same button, up there, top left, install a new mod from an archive. Click on that. We should still be in the same folder. And then we're going to do what I'm going to put here. I'm going to do Skyland next, right? I'm going to try keep these in a certain order because some things replace other things in some ways. I'll get to that when we encounter it. Let's click on Skyland. We'll do this one next. So Skyland, press open. It's extracting the files. This is the big one. Remember, Skyland AIO is the 6 gigabyte file, right? Here's the installer for this. Let's click on start. Next. Install landscapes. I'm going to say yes. Next. Add blended roads. Yeah, yes. Add blended roads SMIM patch. Yes. Basically, because we have SMIM, right? That's the name of that mod we just installed. If you see any option which asks for a SMIM patch, you say yes. Snowy roads. Sometimes there's pictures that show options, like if you want snowy roads, you can pick that. But stone roads, I like it. We can scroll down. Dirt roads. No, yes. If you want dirt roads, select the option not compatible with other road options, so we're just going to say no. Generally, you can leave most of these as default. Select mountain type, tan, dark, gray, blah, blah, blah. Tan is fine, right? Basically, we didn't touch any of these. I'm just showing you that there are options. Press next. Now, select cities to install, right? Here we want to check all of them. All of the cities. Do everything. We got to manually click each one. They've all been taken. Click down. Okay, good. Towns, villages, and farmhouses. Do we want gray or brown or none? This one is up to you. If you want the cold northern look, you can pick gray. Or you can pick brown if you want a warmer look in towns, right? I'm going to leave it gray because I feel it's a bit more realistic. But if you have a preference. Imperial forts, yes. Nordic ruins, yes. Everything else is default, yes. Press next. Replace all road signs. I'm going to say yes to this because it replaces road signs with things you can actually read a bit better. Add road sign lanterns. I'm going to say yes because it means you can read the road signs at night. Leave that on. Roadside add-ons. We're going to do nothing. Don't do any of these. It's too much. Just leave it as default, basically, on this one. And we're going to press next. Select watercolor. Leave it as vanilla. It's fine. Next. Skyland Night Skies. Sky King Galaxy, in brackets, favorite. Sure. We'll leave that default. Install Dawn Guard. Yes. Default. Next. Dragonborn. Yes. Next. Thank you. Install. And now it's installing basically 6 gigs of stuff. It's just doing it all for you, right? See, that's the beauty. We pick the options we want, and then it just does it, right? As an installer should. Now, imagine you had to copy over thousands and thousands of files by yourself, making sure each one is in their correct folder. If you somehow copied them all to the wrong folder, it would say it's working, but it's not working. It gets very confusing. So trust me, Mod Organizer just gets it done. And so far, not too complicated, right? Like, you can ignore most of this stuff. All this stuff down here, just ignore it. All this stuff over here, just ignore it. We just saw the run up here, and we're looking at the mods over here. And there's Skyland AIO. Remember, click it to activate it. Now you can see, when you click on some of these mods, they highlight green or red. So green means the mod you have selected is overwriting some things in that one. So if I click on this one, red means this mod is overwriting some things in the one you've selected. So Skyland AIO is replacing some things in Static Mesh Improvement mod, which is fine. It's fine, right? No worries about that. Basically, the way this works is the things on top load into the game first. The things below load into the game next. So the thing that loads after will overwrite anything that's already there. So the thing that you want to definitely be there, you want to have at the bottom of the list, right? That's called a load order, right? It's loading from top to bottom. And the bottom one overwrites anything that takes place above it, if there is anything that overlaps right? If this replaces a tree and this replaces the same tree, the one that loads after will be the one you see in-game. Okay. Now that we've done 2 mods, we should be able to get through the rest pretty easily. It's pretty much the same. Some have installers, some don't. Let's go through it. Next one, let's do Simply Bigger Trees. It's called Simply. It should be simple. Let's open it up, press OK, and it's done. No options. Let's install another mod. Let's do JK's Skyrim all-in-one. Let's press OK, and it's done. Let's press install another mod. Let's do Cathedral Weathers. Let's do that. Press open, press OK, and it's there. Let's do another. Press install. Let's do Landscapes Cathedral Concept. Press open. It's extracting the files, so some of these will take a bit longer than others. This one has options. We can leave it default. Next. Default blended roads. Don't need to change anything. Install. Do it. Okay, good. Let's do another. Let's do Embers XD, one of my favorite mods. Press OK, open. There's some options here. I want to change one option. The Embers XD flames on the flame styles, I'm going to switch it to yellow-orange because the orange-red does often feel very red with our setup. So I'm going to switch this one. Note, on Embers XD, go down one option to yellow-orange. We're switching orange-red to yellow-orange. Okay? Then we can leave the others as is. Press next. Yep, standard next. We don't need... wait. We do want these. So on this one, these are add-ons. So Embers XD, by default, just replaces fires. But all of these are nice. We want the magic add-on, the forges add-on, the torches add-on, the lava craters add-on. Do all of those. Next. And on this option right here, personal preference, I like to turn on sticky torch flame. So when people carry torches, the fire is emitting from the torch head, I guess. And if characters are running with it, sometimes the fire looks like it's falling off the torch, which looks a bit weird. I personally prefer turning on sticky torch flame. And press next. Now, all of this, I think we... compatibility patches. Ooh, we do need a couple things here. Because we are installing, later, ELFX. So we want to turn on those 2 ELFX options there. And then we also have installed JKs, right? So we want to install the compatibility patches for JK. So that we want to turn on JK's Skyrim and JK's Skyrim plus ELFX exterior. Because that's what we've got, right? I don't think we need any of this other stuff. This is with LOS2. We don't have those. That's Lanterns of Skyrim, I'm pretty sure. So we are installing ELFX, so we want to turn on those. And we have installed JK's Skyrim, right? So we want to install those, okay? So ELFX, ELFX exteriors, JK's Skyrim plus ELFX exterior. Good. That should be correct. Install. And that installs Embers XD. Let's install another. So next we have the ELFX, Enhanced Lights and FX. Let's open that. So main ambience. Select ELFX Enhancer. Right? I like that. Main exterior. I'm going to turn on ELFX Exteriors and Enhanced Ice because I like that. I'm not doing weathers because we actually have Cathedral Weathers, right? I'm not doing weathers because we have Cathedral Weathers and I prefer those. So then we're going to press Next. Now remember, we did install SMIM, so you want to check the SMIM stuff here. And then we don't need those. So SMIM meshes, SMIM lanterns, next. Optional, miscellaneous. I'm gonna pick torches because I know we had torches from Ember's XD, but I actually like these. So I'm gonna select torches here and install. ELFX, now installed. We just got a couple more. Oh right, our simply bigger trees, the floating hanging moss. Let's get that in. Press OK. That's there. There's a saturation increase by Simtar. Let's press open on that. Press OK on that. That's done. Now, for the 2 bonus mods, there's the first one, Imaginator, which I'm going to press open. That's a visual control device that I will show you how to use once we're in-game. And then the last one, a little bit special on this one, the unofficial Skyrim Edition patch. This is not a graphics thing, but for gameplay reasons, it's going to be important. It's actually, you can actually do without it, but everyone recommends with it. So let's press open on that, press OK on that. And it's a complicated one with lots of things, and there it is. Now, before we turn everything on and launch the game, important thing for the unofficial Skyrim Edition patch. I purposefully installed that in the wrong location, so I can show you this. This needs to be the top of your custom mods. So, underneath all of these Creation Club mods, or at least the bottom of these DLC, bottom of these Creation Club mods, this, you should click and drag, click and hold, and drag it up. So it's the first mod in your custom section here, right? So it's the first one, just below the last Creation Club one, above the static mesh one, right? And then we can click all these checkboxes to make sure everything is loaded in. Okay. We have successfully modded Skyrim. Now we gotta launch the game and make sure everything's working. Now is the moment of truth. You never know whether it works until it launches, right? So I can press run here, or remember we created the shortcut on the desktop, that can work. I'm gonna press run here and launch the game. And let's see if anything goes wrong. We should be almost done. I just want to get into the game and show you how to use Imaginator, and then we should be good to go. Here we are. Now, after modding all of that, it's generally best to start a new game, but if you load into an old game, things might work fine. It's fine. But I'm going to press new game, and then I'll speed up through the initial intro, which we've all seen 1,000 times, and then we'll make sure everything's going, okay? Let me go ahead and press new. Starting a new game, it says mods are currently loaded, which means achievements are disabled. Remember, if you have mods installed, you don't get achievements. Let's press yes. And launch our modded Skyrim. Yeah, we're just gonna speed through all of this so we don't have to watch this intro again. Alright, we got through that intro section and got our hands unbound. Yes, I know. I just want to show you the last thing. Remember, we installed that Imaginator thing. So if we press tab and then go to magic, under powers, you can see powers right there. There's summon Imaginator helper. I'm just gonna right click on that to bind, it to my left hand, and then escape out of that. And I've got this spell. This spell summons this guy, which allows us to change the look of the game in many ways, which you can customize, but I just want to do something which I think is absolutely essential to my enjoyment of the game, is we're gonna make my world more beautiful. It takes a little bit of time to get through this dialogue, but You can click to try and skip it. Use contraster functions. I'm going to click on that. And then go down to saturation. I'm going to click on that. And saturation increase 10. It doesn't sound like this is a big change, but I'm going to click on that. And you can see, as that implements, saturation is set to 10. The colors are just boosted a little bit. Just a tiny bit. And I'm going to press escape.
Good day.
He's going to disappear. We are going to unbind that and then bind something useful like flames, I guess. And there we go. That's it. We're done. We're done. I'm gonna grab some gears so he stops talking. Take all. Yes.
You better get that armor on. Give that sword a few swings too.
Yes, just stop talking. Just, yeah, keep moving. You keep moving. Just go away. Okay. And there we go. We have successfully modded Skyrim. I boosted that saturation by 10. You can mess around with options beyond that, but what we've done here is what I would do if I was trying to mod Skyrim quickly. You can see the dungeons are nice and dark. You saw the previews at the start of this video that it was really good. I'll probably put it on the screen again right now to just show you the massive, massive change that just these 10 plus 2 mods do, right? And it just makes the game look phenomenally good, like surprisingly good for so few mods. Of course, we could go further. Of course, there's so much more out there. But if you wanted to play Skyrim today, and you wanted it modded up to look great, but you don't want to spend days and days modding the game, finding what you want, this is at the very least a great starting point. So now you can just continue to play through the rest of the game if you like, or continue searching for more mods. Anyway, that is gonna be it for my easy Skyrim modding guide. 10 mods plus 2, which I think are essential. There was a code patch and Imaginator after that, but basically 10 mods. And it looks fantastic. It looks so good. Thanks to the phenomenal work of the modders who have all outdone themselves. The all-in-one modding packs, right? I'm pretty sure I got it all correct, but if you at any point encounter a problem or a mistake as you're playing through the game, there's gonna be a fix for it. Skyrim's been out for so long, there's a fix for everything now, or at least almost anything besides engine limitations. So if you ever see a little bit of a problem or a mix-up or a thing, I'm pretty sure I picked all the right options, but that should be it. We should have. I think I did everything correct today. But if there are any issues, you can ask down in the comments below. Okay? Okay. Go enjoy a modded Skyrim, have fun, and I hope you found this interesting and or useful. If you want to see more content on the channel right now, click the buttons on the screen right now. There's so much more that you can watch here, or go enjoy Skyrim. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys, bye!